God. Hey, Cindy, thank you so much for joining us for this series.
Thanks, Richard, for inviting me along to speak. I'm really honoured to be part of this amazing series that you've put together. Thank you for doing that for us women.
You're welcome, Cindy. For those of you who are watching, Cindy is an accountant by profession, and she works with women in business to help them feel great about making money. So, Cindy, before we jump into the money part of things, can you share a bit of your story? How did you transition from corporate to your own business, and how your business has evolved over time? Because I think that's a really, really interesting story for our viewers.
Yes, I started off working in Melbourne as an accountant, and then I've worked in many different places. I've worked in Singapore, Vancouver, Canada, and Sydney. And then 15 years ago, I made the tree change up here to the Northern Rivers into what I call paradise. And what I did when I arrived up here was I brought along with myself many different personalities, because not only am I an accountant and a money mentor, and the money mentor came along much later in my career, but I'm a mother. I've got a 22-year-old daughter. I'm an intuitive, and I'm a Reiki master. I'm an environmentalist and a social justice activist, and I have all these different lives that I was leading. So when I arrived up here and my daughter and I settled down, I realised that I didn't want to be going out to work. I wanted to, of course, be available for her. So I started my own business, and as an accountant, I just opened up bookkeeping service. That was quite an easy thing for me to be doing. And I opened the home office, so I was completely available whenever needed by my daughter. And I created a business plan, I created a budget, and for all intensive purposes, I was right on track with everything. My business, grew and grew. I had 3 other women working here in my home office. We're using the dining table as the boardroom table. And if you looked at my budget, I completely overachieved. I had a fabulous bottom line, and my business plan, I achieved my 5-year plan within 2 years. I had created a really successful bit, of course. And funny thing though, I wasn't feeling successful. I was actually completely exhausted. And I had to step back and wonder why, because I'd actually lost my mojo for the business. I couldn't understand what was going wrong because this wasn't satisfying me. So I took a step back, and I actually engaged with a business coach who showed me or opened my eyes to the concept of, having your purpose and a life purpose, but also aligning the values and the vision of your life with your business so that you're working in alignment every day, day in and out. So that's when I started to realise I'd lived this whole compartmentalised life, maybe if I was lucky enough once a month to get together with my women in a circle and be juiced up, and the rest of the week I was running around being the businesswoman and the mother and juggling all the other balls. And I had all these different parts to my life, and I realised that I really wanted to incorporate everything into a whole and complete, authentic life for me and my business.
Yes.
So I realised I wanted to start working with women. I wanted to be giving that type of inspiration to other women as well. And that's 2 years ago. Thank you very much, Richard, for helping me rebrand and design a beautiful new website for me. I started off on this new path, and I can't believe the reaction I'm getting from other women who absolutely relate to that story.
Yes, and you know what? As women, we learn and we share, we grow. We learn and we grow through sharing. It's through our stories. It's through connections, right? And you brought up so many very interesting points, that you were an accountant, you were a Reiki master, you were an environmental activist, you're a mother, so many different roles. And the world, the logical world, the corporate world, or the world as we are used to it, tells us to compartmentalize them. That do one at a time, be one at a time. It's, that becomes a de facto way of working, compartmentalized. And at some point you realize that there's a disconnect, that you don't want to be so many different personalities. It's a bit like you're forced into having a split personality. And you want to combine all of that. You want to be whole again. You want to be the whole, authentic, integral you that you can be. So it's amazing that you raise these points, because I find that more and more women are moving from corporate to their own business for this very same reason. So that they can
Absolutely.
be who they are, so that they can be
Who
their
they truly
own
are.
selves.
Yeah, and have a business that reflects that. Yeah, and be whole. Yes, exactly. And we are able to relate in a much truer way with ourselves and with each other when we're able to do that. So, yeah, I found it, you know, it's not so energetically draining for me. In fact, I can talk about these things now in my business, whereas before I would scream about talking about energy. So, yeah, it's, you know, I'm fulfilled now. I've got passion, and I've also got motivation. It's what drives me. It's what keeps me wanting to get up in the morning and go and get on with the day, because, you know, I'm actually getting results with women that I'm working with. I'm, you know, feeling really fulfilled around all that type of work as well. So for me, I feel it's the foundation. It's the foundation
I
of any
recently rebranded, and my new tagline is passion, purpose, and profit.
Yeah.
When women step into business, it is those three are the key pillars. Passion, you've got to be passionate about what you're doing. There has to be a purpose behind it, a purpose that's bigger than yourself. Okay, wanting to be that force for positive change in the world. And of course, because it's a business, there has to be profit. So, yeah, and one of the other conversations we briefly touched upon this, that how for men, or in the larger scale of things, people see you starting a business in order to just make money. But when women start a business, it's about so much more. It's so much more about just the money. Like you said, you made a blueprint, you made a business plan, you achieved it. If you look at just the numbers, you were really, really successful, but you didn't feel it from the inside, because it wasn't, you were still living that compartmentalized life. It wasn't who you are. That's the ultimate marker of success, right? To be who you are fully and unapologetically. Success isn't about money. It isn't about what's in your bank account. It's about having the freedom, that space to be yourself.
Yes, absolutely.
Right?
Yep, I 100% agree. And what I do have to say is that not only have I been just as successful, if not more successful, money-wise, you know, any of the other conservative ways of measuring things, but I feel so successful because I'm just helping so many women. It's just been incredible, you know, talking to women and finding out this exact same story around money, you know, the businesses around money, and having that, you know, that conversation with them. Yes, we must earn money. It's our duty, actually, as women to earn money, you know.
Love how you said that. It is our duty as women to earn money, because so many.
Absolutely, we need to be getting the money into our hands. It's in the wrong hands at the moment. We are the ones that are going to nurture our family and support our family and support our community, and then also our extended community. We're the ones that care about, you know, the health and education and you know, senior care and all of the things that we need to be earning the money, so the money is going to the right places. And so I'm all about women making money and loving making money and feeling great about making money. That's the important thing. So I've learned from my lesson. I feel great about making money. I feel proud to make money, because there are, you know, these messages that are given to us as well. There's this shame around money, you know, this embarrassment that we might be successful, or we might have money. There's a plethora of other messages that women receive as they're growing up. But this one thing about being too successful or standing up or being too visible, you know, this is where we're working right now. So important. It's exciting because I'm seeing it happening.
You know, we don't have any role models of good women, successful women who are good or relatable, right? All the models in media, well, let's face it, most of us, when we're growing up, our mothers weren't the breadwinners. Very, very few of us had mothers who were breadwinners. It was always the father who was the breadwinner, for most of us, very few exceptions. And even in popular media, you're bombarded with messages that position the man as the breadwinner, not the woman. So when it comes to earning money, women are like, that's not supposed to be my job. It doesn't relate. I mean, it just breadwinner. That title doesn't fit easy. I remember when this was back in 2010. I was still in corporate tech at that point of time, and there were certain political changes happening in the organization, and I didn't feel that I fit in well. Okay, and I wanted to quit my job. My husband at that time supported me. He was running a gaming lounge and said, "Okay, you help me with this." That lounge didn't do very well, and we had to go back looking for jobs. And someone asked me in one of those job interviews why I had left my job. Okay, and he very casually said, "You would have left it so easily if you had been the breadwinner."
Mm.
And I'm like, that was a big aha moment for me because till that point, I had never seen myself as a breadwinner. Though I was still making the income, his business wasn't bringing me anything. I had been the breadwinner for about 3 years then. In fact, my entire life I've been the breadwinner. But that term did not resonate with me. I never saw myself as the breadwinner. And for the next couple of years, it weighed heavily on me. I didn't like being the breadwinner. I wanted to be able to quit my job and spend time with my son. I wanted to be able to quit my job and explore, read all I want, or draw all I want, paint all I want, learn whatever I want. Like I saw a lot of other women around me doing, but I couldn't do that. And I resented being the breadwinner for the longest time. And when you said that, it just brought up those memories. And it was like, as women, as girls, we are not brought up to think of ourselves as the breadwinner. That unconscious message weighs so heavily on us when we turn towards jobs or business, right?
Yes.
Incredible. Okay, so you a bit earlier on, you mentioned now that in your work with women, you see all these common stories around money.
Mm-hmm.
Would you mind sharing some of them? What are the common ones that you see?
The common stories around money that I mainly is I'm no good with numbers. I'm not good with maths. I'm not a saver. Or one I just heard the other day is, well, I do spreadsheets and I've got all my spreadsheets, but I just don't know what I'm looking at. So what I do when I'm working with women is I try to guide them towards that exact same idea as we have with our life purpose and having that inspiration, that motivation to get up and go, get the business going. I look at a money purpose and having a purpose for money. So it's not from the point of view of a budget, because I find that, budget for me anyway, personally, constricting, it really changes your energy around when you're thinking of money, because it feels
budget
like, oh,
is a negative term. Right?
Yeah, I believe even the conscious spending plan. We've got that new word for it now, conscious spending plan. We need to change that up. We need to change the energy around our money, because, what we're feeling and vibrating, of course, is what we're putting out there. And as money is energy, money's flowing.
Before we go ahead, can we just talk about this a bit? That money has an energy. It is a relatively new concept for me. I'm only starting to come to terms with it or learn about it, and it's come up in a lot of these conversations. As having been in the corporate world for so long and having a fixed salary, money is just a number in my bank account at the end of the day. What do you mean by money has an energy?
Okay, well, we can even take one step further back from that and know that everything is energy. So money is energy. And we know that what we focus on grows. So, we could be focusing on all the bills that we have coming into our business or into our lives, and what's going to happen. We're focusing on not having enough money, I've got to pay another bill. Or we could be focusing on a purpose for our money that really inspires us and lights us up, that we can be putting our passion into, and therefore creating a completely different vibration or attraction around that money. So I've created a template, actually. It's really, really simple, but it's an easy to follow template for women who want to design their money purpose. So we can put a link into the resources. Yeah, bottom of this, because I'm really happy for that to go. It's a free resource. for people to go out and use, because I think this is a really important process for women to go through. To design, have a look at what expenses are in your business, know what you need to be earning every month to cover those expenses, but also by having a money purpose. And that could be anything, that could be a new car or a holiday, or for me, it's a retreat in June, So I've said, I'm setting aside so much money per month to make it along to that retreat. So I've got a purpose, and that's what inspires me to earn my income as well. It inspires my money. It's infusing my money with a vibration that's going to help it flourish and grow.
Absolutely. Two things that come up in the, it's taken us, women are taking us frivolous around money that we spend on shoes and handbags and stuff like that, right? Whereas, honestly, I find that's farthest from the truth. I know very few women who actually do that, who are frivolous with their money. And yet, that's the image that we've built, that society has built around us. And when you say a conscious spending plan or giving your money a purpose, creating, that is so important, to give your money a purpose, to have it something bigger than yourself, something that's outward, that you're not just earning to be a rich bitch, because again, any woman who's earning a lot of money is a rich bitch, right?
Lucky bitch.
That's bad. That's considered bad. And like I said earlier, we don't have positive role models for wealthy women, right? You don't say a wealthy woman, you say a rich bitch. That's the term that comes up.
Yeah, right.
And therefore, when you think of, as women start their own businesses and grow their own businesses, we suddenly don't have any role models. So if you can, in this world where there are no role models for wealthy women, what do? If you can give your money a purpose, say that you're setting it aside for XYZ, or that you're going to build it. What I love about some of these new age entrepreneurs is that they give to charity. 10% goes to charity. Goes to, yes, it goes to building a school somewhere, or to helping girls somewhere. So when you assign a purpose to your money, a purpose that is bigger than you, a purpose that's bigger than yourself, that gives you that extra motivation to get up in the morning and make more money, right?
Absolutely.
It switches the focus from money being a bad thing and making more money being a bad thing to something positive. It changes
positive and creative.
Positive.
Absolutely. So that changes that whole aspect around that energy and that vibration of what you're doing as well. So there comes your inspiration. And the other thing too, once we have our purpose in our business and our values are aligned within the business, we've got a purpose for our money, we actually feel really confident to go out there and charge our true value. So we know why we're charging that value, and asking, pricing ourselves. More women than not that I meet when I'm working with them are undervaluing themselves and not charging enough.
Yes, absolutely.
So by having this all, within the template, a very simple step-by-step template, by knowing what you need to be earning every month, and then tracking, which of course we're all going to be doing as well. This is another inspiration. You need to stay on track for your money purpose. So you're going to be tracking and making sure you're on track each month. We're going to be confident enough to go out and courageous enough to get out there and be visible, to get out there and promote ourselves, to get out there and, and be amongst networking groups or wherever it is that we want to be or need to be to promote our business and grow our business. We have the confidence to do that because we've valued ourselves.
And it shifts the focus. As women, subconsciously, we're hesitant to do something for ourselves. To charge money for my own services brings up 10 different blocks about my self-worth, my self-esteem. How can I put a money value on my time? I'm selling my time for money. That's so bad. Oh my God. And those kind of, it's those kind of blocks that keep coming up in our heads as women.
Absolutely.
Right? But by giving money a purpose, by positioning on something, focusing on something external, for example, in your case, a retreat, right? Or if knowing that if you make that much extra each month and 10% of that is going to a charity to build a school, that motivates you. That shifts the focus from being on yourself to something else. So then, yes, that It's an added bonus. I am making more money so that I can pay for this school. I'm making more money so that I can go and enjoy this. I am making more money so that. And after that,
Yeah,
you can put in whatever purpose that's bigger than yourself. And that makes it so
absolutely.
much easier for women to stand up and charge more. Because, like you said,
Absolutely.
women are notorious for undercharging. And all of this
Hmm.
talk about charging what you're worth doesn't work with women because we don't think we're worth much, right? Women tend to deal with self-esteem issues and issues around their worth and the imposter syndrome. So if you tell a woman to charge what she's worth, she's still going to be undercharging,
Absolutely.
right? So when you shift the focus on something else, something that's external, and that I have to make money so that that can happen, you've given her a goal that is beyond her, and then she can step up and
Absolutely.
really charge what she should be charging, not her worth, but what
Absolutely.
she should be charging.
Yes. And she's out in the world and she's being her real true self while she's actually making this money towards her purpose as well. So,
Absolutely.
it can't help but be a successful business. It can't help but be a fulfilling business.
Exactly. And then it doesn't feel like marketing or selling, right?
It's no,
It
because
changes
we
to
women love to
something like,
create relationships.
right. It's about creating relationships. It's about serving people. It's about helping people, making things happen.
Mm.
You've given your business a larger purpose than yourself.
Yes,
And that's what changes things when you get into that groove of looking
yes.
beyond yourself. So it starts with step one is getting women to look at themselves, owning what they want, owning what they're worth, what they can do, and all of that. And the next
Mm-hmm.
is channeling that energy outwards, seeing the work that they do as something bigger than themselves to be of service in the world.
Yep.
As women, we naturally give, we naturally help people. And to be able
It's
to
not
channel
human
that into
nature.
a business, that is when magic starts happening.
Absolutely. Yes. You've got it, Richa.
Uh, we talked about a bit about the energy of money. I'd like to go back there a bit.
Okay.
Okay. Again, for a lot of us, money is just a number. It's
Mm-hmm.
something in our bank account or it's a wad of cash. And as women, we tend not to feel very comfortable around money, as if money were a bad thing. Maybe we were raised that way, that money is you should just focus on service. You should just focus on being this way or doing what you focus on the doing. The money will follow. Or that you shouldn't be trading your time for money, or you shouldn't be working for money, or thinking about money is greedy. We have all of those negative connotations around money, and women have them more so than men. At least that's what I've seen. Men also
Mm.
have them, but women have them much more stronger than men. So there's all this negative connotations about money itself, as if money was a dirty word. And then there's a second layer around it for women, that women cannot handle money, that women are frivolous with money, that women do not understand numbers, that women cannot manage money, and all of that. Okay. So I think that there are these two layers that of emotional issues or money blocks that women deal or have to struggle with unconsciously. And we're not aware of this consciously until you actually, or until you get a mentor like yourself, Cindy, or someone else who can actually see these blocks and help you clear them, these mind
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
clear them. But when you can get over that and think of money as a fun thing, as a positive thing, imagine a gold coin with hands and legs and dancing around with you, right? I actually help my clients through a meditation that is a bit like that, getting them to play with money.
Yes.
You won't
Yes.
believe the kind of resistance that comes up, right? Because we're used to thinking of money as an inanimate object,
Mm-hmm.
and at that, a bad inanimate object. But when you can think of money as a partner, as a friend, who's there to help you, to empower you, right? If you can change your belief, the way you see money, if you can change it to that, that is when I've seen wonders start to happen. What do you think? Have you seen
Absolutely. I see remarkable changes, not just in business, but in personal lives once somebody has a realization to that conditioning, because it's an unconscious thing. And as you say, it's messages that we've received when we've been growing up. And those messages aren't only from parents, those messages are everywhere. You know, I was told when I was in primary school, when I was struggling with maths, oh, don't worry about that because girls aren't good with numbers anyway. Really? I'm an accountant now. You know, but that was the message, and it just was a standard thing. So those messages are everywhere. Plus, you know, we're inundated with all the marketing and, you know, all the other things that are thrown at us through television or social media or wherever. So when women start to realise that there is a conditioning around money that they need to work through, and they actually, it's all about.
Hello. Hello. Okay. Yeah. So you're talking about the conditioning around money.
Yes, and recognising that is a condition that, and that's the point. The point is to recognise that, to know it, to actually see that there is this unconscious belief that's driving. Because once that's recognised, once the light's shone on that, it's not that there's anything wrong with it. It's just that the light needs to be shone on it. And, oh, okay, well, that's my reaction to earning, you know, a 6-figure, 7-figure, or whatever the latest guru is telling you you're going to earn, and the resistance to that. Or that's the resistance for asking for your fair value when you're, you know, trading your services with somebody. The minute that you start to realise that you understand that that's what's happening and your triggers come up, there's lots of different tools that you can use to move through that. And I really, truly, knowing your purpose and understanding your vision for your business, that's foundation.
First step. That's the first step.
It's the first step. It's absolutely. And once you've got that down, and then you've got your passion, you've got your purpose, profit can only follow. And then it's about feeling great about that profit.
Yes.
You know, it is really about that. It's about being so proud of yourself and being excited that you've earned money, that you are the breadwinner.
Yes. And again, I think that's something that women struggle with. After you've made the money, feeling good about it. 1 minute. Do you hear that, ruckus? I think that's my son. 1 minute. Sorry about that. He'd gone out to play and he decided that I told him I'm on a call for an hour or so. And he decided that's the time you want to come back. I'm not sure if you heard it. There was a ruckus and he was about to break down the door. Yes, that is how moms work.
It's exactly how we work. This is why we're doing what we're doing. It's exactly how we work.
Yes.
Fine. Yeah.
Okay, coming back to it, we were talking about, how women feel after they've made that money. Okay, so there is a resistance early on about making money and managing their money. But if they when they get to that stage where they've made that money, oh my God, that opens up another can of worms.
Exactly.
My God, I'm not worth it. Did I really make so much money? I'm going to be the breadwinner. What are people going to think about me? Is my spouse going to start hating me? Are my parents going to, there's that whole can of worms that opens up. As women, again, we don't know how to handle money once we've got it. Handle it as in emotionally. It triggers so many emotions.
So many things. Yes, we're really uncomfortable with prosperity. So when, so that's what it's about. It's that shame thing, that uncomfortableness. Again, being aware around that. And when you know the rules around money, when you understand how to track your money, keep control of your money, 100%. Everybody in business, everyone must track income and expense. There's no two ways about it. That's about being in business. You're not in business if you're not taking care of your accounting. So either you outsource and hire a bookkeeper, or you do the work yourself, have somebody come in and help you set up and train you how to do it. That is an absolute, that's a must. That's step number one in your prosperity. And learning how to be comfortable with it is actually understanding what's coming in, what's going out. And then the next step is around having a look at last month compared to last year, comparing how you're tracking, comparing how you're moving forward. So you're actually able to visualize the growth of your business. You're able to preempt any changes that are coming along. So there, you know, and that's down the track. First of all, what I'd be saying is get tracking, start getting your money into some type of accounting program that's going to assist you, because you're going to become so much more comfortable with your money, with your prosperity. You're going to rejoice at the end of every month when there's a lovely number sitting at the bottom of the column saying, here you go, there's your leftovers for the month. It's wonderful.
Yes. And, you know, it's not just, I think what I've seen of the work that you do is that you go a step further. It's not just about the numbers, but it's about helping women get comfortable with those numbers.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
what those numbers actually mean.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a number is just a number. It doesn't matter. The meaning is what you attach to it. The emotion is what you attach to it. And that's where women tend to falter. When they see a big number, it can trigger all kinds of emotions, ranging. The excitement, what I've seen for most women is the excitement will be this bit, and the fear would be this. Okay? All kinds of fears. Oh my God, am I a bad person? Was I a bad person to make this much money? Are people going to start hating me? What will happen when I tell my husband this? What will happen when I tell my parents? And it's all those kinds of fears. And then we start. So every time I've seen, once you make that leap, or when you've made a big transition in business and made a huge profit, I've often seen that it tanks after that. There's a line after that, because we go into that emotional whirlpool of, oh my God, money is bad somehow. I was a bad person somehow for making this much money, right? Or if I'm not yet bad, I will become bad. Money will corrupt me, right? It's all those kind of emotional issues, and I think we need to realize that whatever thoughts are running through our head, that is conditioning. That money doesn't by itself make you a bad person. Money just amplifies however you are as a person. So if you've been a good girl all your life, you're going to continue being a good girl. I don't like good girl rules, but hey, if that's what you're being, you'll continue being that.
Yeah.
If you're being a mean person, you're just going to continue being mean when you make a lot of money. So money doesn't necessarily make you a good or bad person. Money by itself is just, it's a piece of paper. It is whatever energy you assign to it. You can turn it into a dancing gold coin that has fun with you. You can send off parts of it to help children in Africa or in India or wherever. You can use it to enjoy a day out for yourself at a spa or a retreat. You can attach whatever energy you want to money, and money isn't a bad thing. I really, really believe that more women should step up and have conversations about money, and not just in the salesy sense. The only numbers you see women talking about are women in online businesses who are bragging that I made 10K in my first month, or I made 6K, I made 6 figures in my first 6 months. So those numbers are used as marketing, as propaganda.
Mm-hmm. I would say to anybody that sees any of that is stay in your own lane and don't pay attention to what's going on for anybody else.
Yes.
Stop the comparisonitis right now. Don't compare. We're all in this together. So, there's no competition, and we just don't need to be having that type of marketing amongst us as a community.
Exactly. And if you can look at numbers, use numbers instead of using numbers for competition, can you use them for collaboration? Can women as a whole start talking more about numbers and money openly, the way we talk about energy, for example?
Yeah, absolutely.
The way we talk about kids, right?
Yes.
Any mom from anywhere in the world, you get her started talking about her kid, she can go on and on for hours. Right? We don't doubt ourselves when it comes to our kids. We've learned to trust our instinct. That sixth antenna or seventh sense, whatever you want to call it, that mothers have, we have learned to trust it. Why can't we learn to trust it around money too? Why can't we talk about money as comfortably as we talk about diapers or anything else? Right? I'd love that conversation change.
Yeah, I can't wait for the day when that happens. But that you just spoke to one of the other things that's really dear to my heart, and that is in regards to women and money and what they're earning. And as business women, we are going to be employing other women in our business. We're going to be paying them a fair rate. So, and that's, exactly. So
they won't be earning 60 cents to the dollar.
No, they'll be earning at least $1, if not more. Because, we understand that as women, we understand the unfairness of pay, and we're not going to be doing that in our businesses.
Exactly.
So once again, when we bring and align those values within our business, those are the things as well. I've got 3 amazing women that have been working for me, and I want them to be sustainable. I want their businesses to thrive as well. And, I pay absolutely amazing rates to keep that happening. It's not as though I want to keep all the money myself, because, if I'm going to try and hoard, what happens when you try to hoard energy? You can't contain energy. It's not going to happen. It needs to flow. It needs to ebb and flow. And as females, we know that pattern because we ebb and flow ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know what? For years, we've been conditioned to not pay attention to that ebb and flow. It's only when you start paying attention and start honoring that, the ebb and flow of energy, of life, of money.
Yes. Absolutely.
That's giving you your power.
Yes.
Amazing. You brought up something about when women spend money, when women build strong businesses, they employ other women. But I think it goes much more beyond that. When women control money, I've seen more often than not, they spend it much more judiciously. They spend it on things that matter to them, right? Again, contrary to popular media that portrays women as frivolous, I don't think that's true. I don't know those kind of.
No, it's not true.
When I look around, I see women run the house on a tight budget with a tight budget. Women invest, I would say spend, I'd say invest. They invest money for their kids in the right activities and things.
Yes.
Women often come last in line for the spending list. Kids come first, spouse and other family members second. Third is charity or other causes close to their heart. And usually themselves, they're at the last of the line. So when women spend money, if women, there are times when I believe if women were in charge of the global economy or the global money, we would have much more money directed towards environment-friendly efforts. The world would really be a different place. Women would, instead of subsidizing petrol and putting taxes on solar power, we would have it the other way around. Solar power would have gotten developed much more earlier in human history than petrol would.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
Because women are inherently nurturing. We preserve, we nurture. We are much more closer and in tune with nature.
So much more connected to nature.
Exactly. And there are times when I wonder, how would have the world been different if women had actually stepped up to own their power? If women.
Well, we'll see soon. I'm positive.
Okay, Cindy, I think it's time for us to wrap up. This has been a really, really interesting conversation. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
What I'd like to add to that, Richa, is that the 3 pillars that you talk about, the passion, the purpose, and the profit, are the 3 most important things that people need to look at, particularly women within their business. So please make a start. Go to that link below and download my Money Purpose template. And if there are any questions whatsoever, contact me, www.cindyidaTaylor.com. I've put the Ida in there, which is my grandmother's name. So I'm named after my grandmother in recognition of that feminine lineage that I have behind me, my matriarchal lineage. And so I'm honouring that through my website and through my branding as well. So, please pay attention to your money.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining us for this series, Cindy. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Richa.